Hey, folks, this is Brian Blessing. Hope you're enjoying the Hockey Betting Podcast. We have a couple chuckles, try to get you a lot of winners. If you like what you're hearing, hit the subscribe button, give us a review, give us a rating. Most importantly, enjoy the hockey and keep coming back to the Hockey Betting Podcast.
You're listening to the Hockey Betting Podcast, presented by BetChrisCanada.net. This is the Hockey Betting Preview for Friday, January 24th, 2020. And now, live from Las Vegas, the host of the Hockey Betting Podcast, Brian Blessing.
All right, kids, here we go. It's the Hockey Betting Podcast. Brian Blessing in Las Vegas. Cam Stewart up in Mississauga. Hey. And we are ready to rock and roll. And it's the All-Star Game. And I will tell you, with all conviction and full disclosure, have a good time. I'm golfing tomorrow.
Good for you, Brian. Knowing me, I'm betting on Cal State Bakersfield college basketball games. I'll have some action on this stuff. I just can't help myself. No. Good for you. I hope you go low tomorrow. Have a nice round.
As long as the beer is cold, the grass is green, the sun is out.
Yeah, beautiful.
I'm good. I mean, you see me every morning doing this thing. I'm bundled up like the Nook of the North. It's finally starting to warm up around here.
Yeah, perfect. Right when I get to town, it's going to be a little bit warmer. I like that. It's good. And,
you'll be sweating.
Yeah, I sweat in a walk-in fridge. Freezer. I sweat. Right, you know me.
Actually, that was a dumb statement. I mean, you sweated Yellowknife.
I do. I got a real perspiration heat problem. But anyway, let's talk about.
You're always sweating out bets. That's what.
I'm always sweating out bets, buddy. Always. Yeah.
All right. So anyway, but I got some cool stuff we'll do here.
Cool.
But it's the 3-on-3 thing. I give them credit. It's 3-on-3 is entertaining.
It is.
There'll be some cool stuff, and that'll be fun. You got the Metropolitans even money. Odds on favorite actually is Team Atlantic.
I like the Atlantic. Like when it comes to talent, like I think like looking up and down the roster, I out of all the teams, I think the Atlantic's the best. I don't know. That's just my opinion with the speed, skill players that they have. They're a little bit deeper. I like the Atlantic, Brian. But anyway, this stuff's really hard to bet on.
I'm really concerned about the coaching change for Team Pacific. It was going to be Gallant. Now it's Rick Toggett. And there could be a real transition stage here for these guys to figure out shoot me in the head. Please. Okay, you guys go out there, have fun.
Exactly. Yeah, no. Please. Yeah, well, anyway, so I don't know, what do we do here? Like the thing's in St. Louis, so I guess you have to look in an all-star game, with the Central, a little bit of home cooking and stuff like that, right? Like they'll probably want it a little bit more than everybody else. But I will say this, in some of the competition, if you win like $30K it's just Bills money for these guys, for some of these guys. But you know what? Having an extra little bit of cake in your pocket is an incentive to do well, right, Brian?
Yeah, you want to? Okay, I'll throw this out there. He's amazing, fastest skater. McDavid still got the knee.
Oh, I know.
I could give him a push.
That's what I was thinking. If you're going to bet this with Connor McDavid, I'd be very careful too. That's the thing. Even though he's amazing and the fastest player in the league, I'd be worried about coming around that cone and worry about the knee. I think Eichel, that's who I'd bet on. If you're going to bet this competition, right now we only have the lines for Metropolitan Atlantic and Pacific Central right now, those games. But once these props come out by the time of the taping, I think Eichel is a great bet for fastest skater. Definitely, Brian. Your boy Buffalo Sabres Eichel. Yeah, he's fast, buddy. He's fast.
Well, McDavid is so fluid. It's beautiful to watch. And Eichel's this long
straw. He's a long strider.
It looks odd, but what's amazing is that how McDavid has that burst, right? I mean, he's up to full speed immediately. But Eichel, even though it looks long and choppy, he puts his head down. He gets going. He was close last year.
He was
close.
He's the play.
Okay.
He's the play.
All right. So let's have some fun. Put your thinking cap on. Super Bowl props crossing over into hockey. These from the Superbook here in Vegas. Most of them are in relation to the Golden Knights game with the Nashville Predators on Super Bowl Eve. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Head-to-head, Max Pacioretty points versus 49ers, Chiefs, fumbles lost. and the minus $1.60 on fumbles lost.
I like fumbles lost. I don't even know if Pacioretty is going to get a point. I think there's going to be some defense in the Super Bowl, so I'll lay the 60 cents with fumbles lost. I think there could be a few turnovers in the Super Bowl. Give me fumbles lost. I like it.
Jonathan Marchessault, shots on goal, even money. A slight favorite, minus $1.20 would be 49ers Chiefs. Field goals made. And that number, by the way, is 3.5.
Ooh, that one's tough. Field goals made. A lot of these teams, actually with the 49ers, Robbie Gould, they kick a lot of field goals there. I'm going to go field goals made, even though, because I think he'll probably have 2 shots, and I think we can get 3 field goals made in the Super Bowl. So slightly into the over.
Well, here's one I like, but I'm
just going through everything right now. Like we're here, we're paid to, I'm just giving like my lead. But
we're having fun. This is fun. Yep. This is water cooler chatter.
Yes.
We're not telling you, don't run out and go nuts doing this, right? This is just fun stuff. But I love this one, but I'm not going to be laying $2. And then the thing is, you got to tie up your dough, but who cares? But it would be Golden Knights playoff wins. So for starters, they got to get in, right? All right, but Golden Knights playoff wins head-to-head versus Travis Kelce touchdowns, and it's minus $2 on the Golden Knights. You'd have to go there. I mean,
yeah. So how many touchdowns do you think Travis Kelce's going to get in the game? 1?
Let's say 1.
And the Golden Knights will win. Even in a series, they'll win 2 or 3. Even if they go out.
Even if they lose a series, say they lose in 6.
Yeah, I agree with you. So Golden Knights, I think that's $2 isn't even that bad. I would have probably made that, minus $3. I think that's a pretty good price there, Brian. I don't mind tying up your money.
All right. How about one that's just no juice here? Well, minus a dime either way. Now, the Penguins play the Caps.
Yeah.
And the Caps always play on Super Bowl Sunday. You ever notice that?
Yeah, it's true. It used to be.
It's always the Phil Mickelson birdies, and it's Phil Mickelson birdies in Phoenix, and it's always something Ovechkin. But here's the rub: they're playing Pittsburgh, so it's Sidney Crosby points versus Jimmy Garoppolo touchdown passes. Garoppolo minus -0.5.
I like Garoppolo touchdown passes in the game. I don't want to give my Super Bowl pick just yet. We'll do it probably at the end of at the show, Brian. But I'm down with Garoppolo. I think I'll go Garoppolo. I'll lay the half. Easy.
How about Ovi shots on goal minus -1.5 versus Mahomes touchdown passes?
Ovi shots on goal. The guy's going to have about 6-7 shots in the game.
He can get 4 on one power.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He can get 4. Exactly. That's the best bet out there. That is the one. I will bet that with my money, your money. That is the thing. You're right. He can get 8 shots in the game, and I think Mahomes is probably good for maybe a couple touchdown passes. They could still run the ball with Williams. So yes, give me Ovechkin as my favorite bet so far.
All right. Now, how awesome is this? This is fun stuff. All right, let's go. The Canadians are playing the Blue Jackets. Pierre-Luc Dubois.
Oh, God, really? Wow, they're
Pierre-Luc Dubois points versus Damian Williams touchdowns, and it's a pick.
I'll go Damian Williams touchdowns. 1. I don't even do it. Dubois is going to get a point. What do you think? Who do you like there? Would you go?
I don't know. Someone could shoot it in off his butt. I'd probably take Dubois. All right. Who will have more? This is the Canadians game with the Blue Jackets. Thomas Tatar points versus Harrison Butker field goals made.
Oh, Harrison
minus -0.5 on the kicker.
I'm going on the kicker. Harrison Butker field goals made, definitely. I don't even know what Tatar. No, I'm not betting on him. I'll take the field goal kicker all day, all night. I like that one too. Ovechkin's still my favorite prop, though.
Now this is a local knowledge one here. The Golden Knights Predators first period goals. And Vegas has been a travesty.
Yeah, they give up goals. So
in the beginning of games. All right. So you're getting the Knights and the Predators. All right. First period goals, head-to-head versus Robbie Gould field goals made.
Per game? Oh, God. That's tough because I think it's going to be 1-1 after 1-2. I think Gould's probably good for 2 or 3 kicks. That's tough. I lean Gould, though. I think the 49ers, they're going to kick some field goals in this game. So give me I'll take Robbie Good as Gould.
Canucks Hurricanes.
Okay.
Canucks Hurricanes goals.
Okay.
Minus 1.5 versus 40. Wow. And this is amazing. Canucks Hurricanes goals, -1.5 head-to-head with 49ers Chiefs touchdowns and field goals in the first half.
Oh, God. I'll go with the hockey one there.
All right.
Right? So what do we got? Yeah, yes. I'll take what's it, Canucks and Canes goals? Yes. Give me Canucks and Canes goals in that one.
All right. And let's do one for the road. And then we'll just get into what we think might happen out of the break. Marc-Andre Fleury saves -3.5
Okay.
versus San Francisco 49ers points.
I'm going 49ers points, baby. I think they're going to score on the Chiefs defense. I really like, I'm going all the way. Give me the San Francisco 49ers points. I couldn't care less about your spread struggling, Brian. Give me the 49ers.
There you go. Fun stuff, though.
That is. I like how the Westgate does that. No, I've been seeing more and more of these crossover props. They're a lot of fun to play, but I got to tell you, Brian, out of them all, like if I bet one right now, that Ovechkin one's gold. Like I really like that one. Because you're right. Like, you want to talk about a guy who gets shots on goal? Ovi's the guy. You're right. One power play, two power plays, he could have 6-7 shots. That's the one.
We'd like to thank BetChrisCanada.net for their support of the Hockey Betting Podcast. I'm Brian Blessing in sunny Las Vegas.
And I'm Cam Stewart in cold Toronto, Canada.
If you love hockey and you're in Canada, and Cam is, by the All-Star break, even if you can't stop thinking about taking a vacation someplace sunny and warm, but you don't want to miss out on any of the hockey action, look for a BetChris near your next holiday destination.
BetChris is one of the leading sports books in the Western Hemisphere, with hundreds of sports betting locations throughout the Caribbean and Latin America.
Watch the game at a BetChris location. Food and drink specials and VIP lounges are available at many BetChris locations. Use the promo code PODCAST when you open your BetChris account.
Place some bets on your game and collect your cash at the window when the game is over.
BetChris offers single bets, parlay bets, teasers, and more on pregame and live odds for hockey and all your favorite Canadian and American sports leagues. And BetChris offers a variety of team and player props, including futures.
BetChris offers the best value odds on Canadian and international sports. Use the promo code PODCAST when you open up your account at a BetChris location. Deposit $750 or more and get up to a 40% reduced commission on your sports bets, up to -106 on single bets and parlay bets. That's the best juice in the biz.
So, if you're planning a trip to exotic locations from the Caribbean and Mexico to Peru and almost everywhere in between, the odds are very good. There's a BetChris sportsbook where you're going on holiday. For more information about visiting a BetChris location while you're on holiday, or to listen to or subscribe to the Hockey Betting Podcast, visit BetChrisCanada.net. That's BetChrisCanada.net. Cam, you're Canadian. When you leave Canada and you're heading south, use the promo code PODCAST. All right, coming out of the break, listen, I'm telling you, bud, I think coming out of the break, I think there are trades. And I don't think a lot of teams are going to wait because the trade deadline is going to be too late for a lot of teams. I think next week we get a handful of deals, possibly significant.
Yeah, the question is what teams are going to move guys, right? Your team needs a defenseman, right? Like who are guys?
Darren Dreger is just talking about. No, Ristolainen's having a great year.
He is.
Now he really is. I mean, he was -45 last year, and he's a plus player this year. He's physical. He's got an edge. He's playing less minutes, and he's not doing the box of rock stuff he was doing all the time. So the beauty of it for them is that he was the hot topic at the beginning of the season, but he was coming off a down year.
Exactly.
And the price they were asking was still high, and there was interest. But you know what? Now the way he's playing, you sit there and go, boy, do you really want to move him? But his name is out there. But the difference is, instead of selling low, now they're gonna sell high.
That's exactly. Yeah, you're exactly right. What do you do, Brian? You don't sell an asset when it's at its lowest point. And we knew Ristolainen had potential, but he made a lot of bad decisions. He was indecisive. He pinched too much, but now he's turning in. He's growing. He's turning into a good defenseman. If you're the Sabres, though, this is very interesting. We talked about this before. They're coming out of the break with a huge homestand. Do they go for it and try to make the playoffs and with the Pagulas keep the fans happy and get on a little bit of a heater? Or do you get even more assets and build for next year? I got to be honest with you. I would trade Ristolainen, get assets, and make the Sabres a threat in the East because they're still not good enough to get it done. You want to get as strong as you can, and I think that would be a great move for their franchise. It'd be hard to get rid of them, but think about what you would get. You would stockpile big time, Brian. It wouldn't be one simple pick. Like, you'd be like, that's the beautiful thing. Like, the Leafs need a defenseman. Vegas needs a defenseman. These guys are so hard to get right now. So the asking price, you're going to have to give more than you want to.
Well, here's the thing, too. And like recently, well, why would you trade him? Well, they gave up their top defensive prospect and a first-round pick to get Montour from the Ducks last year. He's been so-so.
Yeah,
He's okay.
He's
No. But here's the rub. Because they've been playing, because of injuries, they've been going 11-7, playing 7 defensemen.
Yeah.
Montour, he's not had a regular defense partner. They got him playing on the left. They got him playing on the right. So if you move a guy like Ristolainen and you get assets and the help up front that you desperately need, all of a sudden you are counting on a guy for his level of play to go up because he's going to play with a regular partner and play where he always should be playing. There's so many between-the-lines things that you got to think about. So that's just one instance. But around the league, I'm just telling you, kid, I just think a lot of these teams, if they wait till the deadline, it's too late.
It will be too late. I got to tell you something. I went on your radio show in Vegas, and we talked about it. Don't be surprised if San Jose does something extreme. They have to. With Carlson and Burns, this is a team that's going nowhere, and they really need to stockpile picks. Joe Thornton's old. They got aging stars on their team, Brian, and they got to think about it. If I was them, I know it's kind of crazy, but you have to tell the fan base, listen, we're still not good enough to do anything now. We're not getting any better, and this is what's going to happen. So if a team asks and they want to give us a lot, you have to make a move. And I don't be surprised if some big name, especially from S.J. Sharkey, one of those guys goes, because they got to do something.
Well, I think Dylan. I mean, Vlasic.
Well, Brendan Dillon's a guy. I've always liked Dillon.
But he's a rental. He's a rental.
He's solid.
But
like he's just a guy.
The thing is the home run in play that if they we got Carlson, all right, and we locked him up, and then you got Burns. I would lean that it would be Burns.
Yeah,
because they never won with Burns. So I would lean that it might be Burns, but then again, now you're into no move clauses and all this other stuff. But I don't know how you survive with 2 guys making $20+ million, and they're both offensive defensemen.
Exactly. That's the thing, Brian. Excellent point. They're both guys who play to offense. Other teams, they need guys like this. And if you're San Jose, okay, let's put ourselves in Wilson's shoes as part of the San Jose brass. What do? You have to get rid of one of them. You look at the team, what you're doing now. This is not a team going forward with these guys. They're not getting any younger, and you're not. And it doesn't matter with the rest of the club you have. You're not going to win with them. So why not do the best you can? Stockpile assets. That's the thing. I'm a big fan of that. Like, you know what I mean? You got to look. One team wins the Stanley Cup. San Jose had their run. They always hit a wall. It's been proven this team can only go so far. And the last time they lose to the Blues, they're a hell of a lot worse than they were, Brian, this year than that year, right? With the stars that they've lost. You got to, if some team comes a knocking, I'm answering.
I'll tell you the one thing I think we can tell you to look for coming out of the break, and we've alluded to this before.
Less goals.
That the games will change. They'll become more defensive in posture. I don't disagree with that at all. We mentioned the Sabres, 14-6-3. 9 of their next 10 are at home. Prices will be pretty palatable because they get no respect from the odds makers. It's their season's on the line. Skinner, Olofsson could be coming back soon. The Buffalo could go on a run. If they don't, they're a seller and they're a dog's breakfast. But the other one, I got to tell you, Cam, is, and from a price perspective, specifically here, Vegas is the most overpriced team in the league.
Definitely.
Now, they've lost 6 of their last 7, and the only win they got was against Ottawa, and that was their 9th straight loss at the time. Big deal.
Yep, it was not even an impressive win.
You've got DeBoer, who, when they come back from the break, is going to try to install some stuff. So there could be a little bit of a transition period trying to figure that stuff out. But until they make a trade, this was my big prediction here. DeBoer said, I have been adamant around here for 2 years. George McPhee has this line, and I just laugh at it. And everybody else, everybody around is buying it here, hook, line, and sinker. Well, we don't have a captain. We have 23 captains. My butt, you do. All right, 15, and I don't care what team. I'm not just talking about the Golden Knights. 15 guys in a locker room would go in a closet in the fetal position, sucking their thumb if you said to them, I'm going to make you the captain. You know, I mean, it's got to be in your DNA to be a captain.
I agree with that.
We have 23 captains line. It sounds wonderful. It's a bunch of garbage. Had there been a captain here, this thing may never have happened with the Gallant thing. And DeBoer comes in. All right. Now, I'm dumb, Cam, but I ain't stupid. All right. DeBoer says after the Ottawa game, Mark Stone was the best player on the ice, and all the guys jumped on board. What does that sentence say to you?
He's the captain.
I mean, that's the definition of a captain.
The captain, if you asked me, I would have told you he is the captain of the team.
Right, but those words, those are hockey buzzwords. The players are going to jump on board. I think when they get back, I think the first thing they do, be it management or the coach, you have a sit down, 10 minutes with every guy. How you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I'm not dropping an anvil on you, but we're thinking of naming a captain here. And if you're worried about splinter in the room, then you got a problem to begin with. So I think coming out of the break, I think it could be March or so. It really could. But the thing is, you don't just throw the C around cavalierly. No. You're throwing the C on a guy that's going to be here, right? So, and Stone, they've made their bed with this guy, $9.5 million for 1,000 years. I think you throw the C on, you shocked him with the coach. Now you slap a C on Stone. Then you make a trade. I think there's a recipe for some good things to happen, but I think they have to do it. They got to stop with this nonsense that they have 23 captains.
Yeah, I don't like it either. I think it's weak, and it does. You got to have a guy on the team who, you look at in situations. Yeah, you need a leader, and I think Stone's that guy, Brian, hands down.
All right, and then, that being said, we're telling you, play on the Sabres here coming out of the break. Now Vegas with a coach installing new stuff, and they're not playing well. They come out of the break. They go back east. Out of here again. They just played 4 on the East Coast. They don't play a home game for a month. They come back at Carolina. Subban is the goalie because Fleury's suspended, not going to the All-Star game. Then they are at Nashville. Just listen to this gauntlet. At Carolina with Subban. At Nashville. At Tampa. At Florida. Come home. First game back from a 4-game cross-country road trip, and they've been mauled twice in that same scenario earlier this year. Back home to play Carolina again. Then they hop to Minnesota. Okay, whatever. They come back home to play St. Louis, the Islanders, the Capitals, the Lightning, the Panthers. This team has got a gauntlet in front of them coming out of this break. And everybody here thinks, just flip a switch. And they got big
problems. Big problem.
Is that schedule insane?
And the thing is, that's the worst case scenario when you go back and forth and back, and then you have the one game, then you come back. It's an absolute nightmare. I'm going to tell you something. This team is going to be fighting it in the second half. They're fade material. I know you're there, but this is a team I think that's going to have a lot of problems. Plus, they're going to try to implement DeBoer's system. That's not going to go well. The cohesiveness is going to be tough. And, basically, lines makers love this team. For me, I'm going to find value fading them.
I just think it's
tough. It's tough.
It's all great. It's all great on paper, but the bottom line is, at the moment, you've got a line that Pat Chiaretti and Stone that shows up every night. Yep. They're a factor. The first line, the guys are playing well, but it's not the Lightning line it was with Carlson, Marchessault, and Smith. They've got to get hot. Third line's been a train wreck. Fourth line's been really good, but the fourth line doesn't score goals. But it's not a 4-line greased wheel. It's been disjointed all year long. One of the reasons, see if DeBoer can figure this out. But it's a mix of size and speed. When they play a fast team, the teams are going by them like they're tied to a post.
And all the teams you mentioned there are a lot of fast teams there, buddy. Good luck.
I know. So anyway, I mean, that's the thing, though. It's what we talk about. I mean, you're always trying to get on board on the front end of opportunities. And I will go back. I knew it too. I'm not Einstein, but I knew it when the Leafs fired Babcock.
Yep.
Now you get a bounce from the coaching change. But if you looked at the schedule, who they played, Cam, they
beat a bunch of nobodies. What are you doing? Beating up on Detroit, Ottawa? Like, are you kidding?
Well, you're winning games 5-4.
I told you this
6-5. But all of a sudden they get on the back end, and you're playing the Washingtons, Pittsburghs, Boston's. I mean, it's a different animal, man.
It's more than that. They got big problems too. It's not just the defenseman, Morgan Riley out. there's so many bad things going on, and the worst case scenario is as Anderson's not himself. They played him into the ground the last couple of years, and now he's lost some confidence. He's got to get his game back. The Leafs are going to be fighting. I know you said fighting to make a playoff spot. I still think they get in, but it's not going to be easy.
All right, buddy. It's the All-Star break, but we listen. Hey, I do a daily hockey show, right, in July.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's the beauty of this. We'll always have something to talk about, but it's all about trying to get on the front end and have an opportunity to make some money, kind of kicking the tires, having a little fun here at the All-Star break. But let me tell you, my friend, next week when we come back, there are going to be wagering opportunities galore on the board.
I agree, buddy. And one thing, so what are we thinking? 2 tips, too, probably coming back. Watch out for the 6.5s under as teams tighten up. And watch out, your Sabres, we'll look at them out at the gate to see what they do if they're buyers or sellers. If they go on a heater, they're going to go for it. If not, there's going to be trades galore, too.
And then after the deadline, believe me, they start looking at ping pong balls, right? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, but listen, man, I'm telling you, that year was McDavid and Eichel before they changed the rules, and the Sabres were guaranteed one of them.
Yep.
Right? Now it's different now. Now it's ping pong balls, and God only knows where you're going to go. But I'm telling you, to this day, they should have a statue of Jonathan Toews outside the KeyBank Center in Buffalo. And the other guy was Derek Roy when he was playing with Edmonton, who they were fighting with. Derek Roy's he's going nuts, and and they still ended up getting him. They got McDavid, but Jonathan Toews got 2 goals in the last minute of a game in regulation for Buffalo that they were got Eichel. I swear to you, that right next to the statue at a French Connection, there should be a statue of Jonathan Toews in Buffalo.
Hey, man, that guy's playing real good now, too. He's got a bounce in his step. This Chicago team's a little bit scary, Brian, what they've been doing heading into the All-Star break.
And motivated goalies.
Yeah, you're right. That's the thing. You brought up a great point. Crawford, he's playing for money, standing on his head right now. And Leonard, the Chicago, that's the thing. I'm actually shocked with the defense that they have, how well they're playing.
All right, buddy. Good stuff. Enjoy the All-Star weekend.
Can I bet that? Can I send you some money to bet that Ovechkin prop? I should email you some money. I love that one.
Well, you're going to be here.
Oh, yeah, good. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you're right. I could do it in person, so we go do our live golf.
You get in Saturday night, and the Caps always play on Sunday morning.
Oh, beautiful! It's going to be fun. I'll see you real soon, man.
You'll be sitting there you'll be sitting in a sports book with a Bloody Mary in your hand, and Ovechkin's going to flip a wrist shot from the blue line that the goalie catches with his teeth. And you're screaming, and everybody's looking, what's wrong? 4 shots. Everybody's calling security. What's wrong with this guy?
Exactly.
We love it. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy the All-Star weekend, and we'll be back with you next week on the Hockey Betting Podcast. Hey, folks, this is Brian Blessing. Hope you're enjoying the Hockey Betting Podcast. We have a couple chuckles, try to get you a lot of winners. Hey, we hope you like what you're hearing, and if you do, hit the subscribe button and give us a review, give us a rating. Most importantly, enjoy the hockey and keep coming back to the Hockey Betting Podcast.
The handicapping and sports odds information contained on this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Please confirm the wagering regulations in your jurisdiction, as they vary from state to state, province to province, and country to country. Using this information to contravene any law or statute is prohibited. The podcast is not associated with, nor is it endorsed by any professional or collegiate league, association, or team. This podcast does not target and is not intended for an audience under the age of 18. If you think that you have a gambling addiction, stop this podcast now and please seek help.
Gambling and betting on sports is a form of entertainment and should be about having a good time. But when done excessively, it may negatively affect other areas of a person's life, such as their physical and mental health, school or work performance, finances, and or interpersonal relationships. At BetChrisCanada.net and the Hockey Betting Podcast, we're concerned about the addiction that gambling may cause, and for this reason, we encourage everyone to practice responsible gambling, an approach to gambling that helps you ensure that it remains an enjoyable activity. Here are the main principles of responsible gambling. Don't think of gambling as a way to make money. Always gamble with money that you can afford to lose. Set limits and stick to them. Never chase losses. Don't gamble when you're depressed or upset, and create a healthy balance. Always be aware of how much time you spend gambling or thinking about gambling. And do not allow gambling to cause you to miss out on time with family and friends or time spent on other activities you enjoy. By following these guidelines, gambling can be a good time and great entertainment. If you feel at any time that your gambling is taking away from important areas of your life, is causing you stress or depression, or is leading to financial losses that are beyond your control, please reach out for help. Learn more at responsiblegambling.org.